It's happened. The thing that we all knew would happen eventually has finally happened. They put the WoW token in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. And because of this, I don't know if you've been to the WoW Classic subreddit, but it's on fire. They have suspended Rule 4. The Rule 4 is officially suspended. Since this sub came out, we've upheld a rule against discussion of private servers and cheats on the basis of good faith that Blizzard would be running Classic to a certain standard. The standard has been pretty fucking low for a very long time, but it's clear today that the mask of integrity has totally fallen from the face of greed. As such, feel free to discuss other options to play all versions of Classic. I love the way they phrase this. In a way that has a higher integrity than what Blizzard has to offer. Oh, what do you mean? Do you mean that perhaps we should all meet up and build pillow forts? And my pillow fort can be Icecrown Citadel. Is that what you're referring to? We can just do make-believe Classic. Is that... I can bring a cardboard box. And that can be, next. We can have a little pillow party. Any bans on Rule 4 will be overturned. This is the funniest subreddit on the internet. For Classic trained long and hard for this day. That's what she said. Laugh it up. Yeet away. But it honestly is really sad. Because I don't think anyone that had spent time in or dedicated any time or commitment to Classic is surprised by this in any way. Like, we saw it coming from a mile away. We knew it was only a matter of time. Wrath of the Lich King, which is a game about a leader deciding that it's too hard to get rid of the problem, the source of the problem, and remove the bots. I mean, well, the rot. So he just burns the whole thing to the ground. He just chooses the most extreme course imaginable, betraying everyone who would place their trust in him. You're telling me that that game? What's wrong with this implementation? What's wrong with this? It's classic Wrath of the Lich King. There was not a WoW token in classic Wrath of the Lich King. There shouldn't be it. There shouldn't be that in there. That's the whole purpose of it. The whole point is to get away from the way that games are now. The whole point of Classic was to go back to a different time. Before the retail as it is, before the WoW tokens, before all this, all the bullshit that we're heading towards with modern games. No changes. The idea of a WoW token is just a cash grab. The fact you can purchase power for money should not exist in WoW. Listen, I've heard some really shit takes on this. I've heard a lot of people defending Blizzard saying, oh, they're doing this to mitigate botting in RMT. No, they're not. You're giving them way too much credit. Oh, they're doing it because there's just too many people buying the RMT. Yes, there's a shitload of people buying the RMT. Yes, there's a shitload of people botting. They need to address that. They need to punish that. They need to ban people for that. If they ban somebody for the fucking RMT, when they come back, they shouldn't have their gold still. The gold should be gone. But that's not even happening. You can buy RMT, you get banned or suspended for 3 or 4 fucking days, you come back and you still have it, your gold that you bought. They're not doing anything about that. So everybody acting like, oh, they're doing this because you guys just wouldn't stop buying gold. See, it just proves that you love buying gold so much. And Blizzard knows what's best. That's why. Like, look at this sub in a nutshell. Buy gold from Blizzard. buy gold from gold. You're blaming the victim here. Why are you blaming the players? Yes, a lot of players did buy the RMT just because it was a problem that just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger over time. It's just more and more and more and more people were buying gold to the point that, like, the whole economy was completely fucked. Like, Classic has just not been in a good state at all because they have been ignoring the problem. And now they're selling you the solution and people are eating it up and say, oh, thank you, Blizzard. Oh, thank you for finally doing something about it. I'm so glad. Like, who the fuck is playing Classic and thinking, oh, I'm sure this game is not going to require a shitload of grinding for gold? Who's doing that? Who is doing that? And you said, I knew there's gonna be somebody in the chat who's like, oh, but you're about to play a gacha game. I knew that. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for somebody to say, yes, I am. Because it's 2023. And that's where it's going. Do you think that that is going to go away? That's the whole point of Classic, is to get the fuck away from the shit that's in modern gaming now. We're in a situation where some of the best games are fucking slot machines. That's where we are. And I would like to, there would be at least one place, one fucking game where they had promised, no, remember when everything was really, really hard to do in the game and a huge pain in the ass? When you had to, like, so for some people, it might be even harder now. But it's hard in a bad way. Because with the Classic, with this token being in Classic WoW, if the token is selling, I heard some people saying, oh, like other people are defending it saying, oh, well, this is good because this is going to make me play the game more because now I won't pay for my sub with real money. I'm going to farm gold for the WoW token. So that means I'm going to play more. If you think about all the people that are going to be paying real money for the shit. It's a $15 sub. The token's probably going to be what? Around 15K? 14, 15K, some shit like that. You are going to grind that out. Now there's a real world, real money opportunity cost for you to, you will be, you are going to be a feudal peasant sitting there grinding out the gold for your sub for like $1 an hour or less. That's how you're going to have to think about it now. It's like, well, I spent 15 hours. I spent 18 hours grinding out the gold for my subs. I could have spent $15, but I didn't, so I spent 18 hours making less than $1 an hour for the gold. They just want in on the cut. That's it. That's it. And by the way, everyone here on the WoW Classic server who thinks they're going to go to the Neverland, like to the dreamland of the private servers, I mean, I wish you luck with that. But I'm not convinced that it is going to last. I feel like there's a pretty good chance that they are going to DMCA these private servers. I would not be surprised at all if they're going to be shutting down these private servers. The core of the problem is Blizzard not dealing with gold. Exactly. Thank you. Not dealing with the gold selling or the botting, establishing the correct stance by enforcing healthy rules. You're completely right. Thank you. Thank you. Going along with the WoW token monetization is building on that. It's basically complete apathy, doing nothing to fix the problem at all, not even address it. And now it's just, I cannot believe that after everything Blizzard has done, there are still so many people rushing to Blizzard's defense. If the game is making its money off of selling the WoW tokens, then the game really just becomes all about selling the tokens to the players. That's the new purpose of the game. I think they've already known that they've already alienated a lot of the hardcore players, but it's those players, it's the hardcore players, in quotes, that were most dedicated to the idea of Classic. Those are the people that fought to get Classic even a thing. And it's just shitting on those very people that were the driving force behind these servers even coming about. They don't care. They just don't care. They just do not give a shit about you. More news at 11. Blizzard doesn't care about you. More news at 11. Like, why is it? Shouldn't be surprised. Look, here's the other thing about talking about Genshin. Genshin is not really a multiplayer game. Yeah, okay, maybe you can have a guy, like one friend, come in with you. It's like a co-op. It's not really comparable at all. You can play this game completely solo. No one gives a shit how much gold you have or how much more you have or what the fuck you're doing. It's solo. It's not comparable. Short-term profit, the integrity of Classic. Let's hear it.
Now let's talk about some changes. So one thing we looked at is Dungeon Finder, and it feels like how we envision Classic, Dungeon Finder is not a good fit for our community.
Ouch. Ouch. Genshin is free to play. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, that's the other thing. That's right. That's true. Genshin is free to play. It's like people are like, oh, they think that bringing up Genshin is a big gotcha. It is. But like, here's the saddest news. Here's the saddest news that you'll hear. Giving Hoyoverse $15 a month will give you way more value for the money than giving $15 to Blizzard. Like that Blizzard, like the $15 isn't gonna do shit. God, but it pains me to even make this comparison. It hurts me so much because it's just different. Like Classic, it was meant to be this preservation of a different time. A different time that was never really real, but a different time that we imagined and that we romanticized. It was meant to be like capturing it in this snow globe forever and remembering how hard it was and how bad. Just trying to stir up WoW controversy for views. FXEV, you can buy boosts and get gold. Bro, I hope you're not buying boosts to get the gold for Final Fantasy. That's like, what's it, 25? I think you get, what, 150K or something like that for $30 or so. I hope you're not doing that. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible exchange. Well, it's 500K for the, what, $30? Yeah, you're right. It's exactly like WoW Token in Wrath Classic. It's just like that. Yeah. So make sure that you don't level every job in FF14 because then your boost will be wasted that you need to buy gold. Because here's the other thing. In FF14, it's really important that you have as much gil as possible because, like, unlocking flying is super expensive. Like, raiding is so expensive. Like, buying all the potions and all that shit. Like, it's gonna cost a lot, so make sure that they gotta do something about the boost. It's meant to be a love letter to WoW boomers and hardcore people who remember a different time. It was a promise made to the people who fought for that, who constantly said and constantly complained, oh, well, WoW today isn't like it was back then. It used to be really good, and I remember when it was really good, and people would not shut the fuck up about that for years. It was like 15 years of people saying, well, before all these changes in retail, the game was way better, and you guys just don't know. I played back then, and you don't know. That's why they made it, just to make all these people shut the fuck up, give them a little slice of the pie, give them their own little space to run around in and have fun in. It was just like the old times. It was very nice. It was like Blizzard saying, hey, you know what? You're annoying, but we really care about you because you made us what we are today. And so here it is, just like you asked for. And that was a beautiful thing. That was a promise made. And putting this shit in there, it's breaking that promise. It's going back on that. But honestly, what's even more disgusting than that is the fact that it almost feels like they didn't do anything about the bots and the RMT for so long on purpose. They deliberately avoided doing shit about it so that one day, when they did put in the WoW token like they always wanted to do, everyone would be thanking them for it, which they are.